Incoming transmission.
Okay, what up ladies and gents, it's your favorite Asian robot right here, and I am here in this video to answer one crucial question. Everybody always asks me, which premium warbond should you buy first? Alright, there are three current premium warbonds in the game. Okay, Steel Veterans, Cutting Edge, and Democratic Detonation. Which one is right for you? Okay, I'm gonna go into each warbond, tell you what's good in it, what's not good in it. Alright, and then you can make the decision for yourself at the end. Alright, so if you're ready, let's get started with the first one. Alright, so the first warbond in the game that we're going to talk about is the Steel Veterans Warbond. This is the first premium warbond introduced into Helldivers 2, and it's got a few things that are pretty good. So on the first page, now we're not going to take into account emotes or capes or helmets which don't have any actual effect in the game. What we're going to focus on is the weapons, alright, the armor sets, the booster, grenade, and the secondary weapon. On the first page, you'll find the Liberated Concussive. This is one of the primary weapons, and it is generally not used in the current meta. In fact, it doesn't even have a place in the game. Nobody really even uses it because it kind of sucks. Alright, slight armor penetrating, nothing else. The P4 Senator is a very often used secondary weapon. This is really good. So it's actually one of the preferred secondary weapons against the Automaton faction, so don't hesitate to grab this. Alright, the armor set on the first page is the Steel Trooper SA-25 set. It's a medium armor set with the servo assisted perk, giving you increased limb health and increased throwing range. Alright, whoops, sorry. Now, on the second page, you will find the Incendiary Grenade. Now this one is pretty useful against the bugs, not very useful against the automatons. They've also got the Breaker Incendiary, which is one of the best primary weapons against the bugs. Alright, so this is definitely a must pick up in this package. It's incendiary, light armor penetrating, it's pretty darn good, and you'll see it in the Terminate Metal loadout. The armor set here is a SA-12 servo assisted armor set. It increases throwing range by 30%, provides 50% limb health, and it's a medium armor set overall. Alright, so that's it for the second page. Now, for the last page, you've got the Jar 5 Dominator. This is literally one of the best primary weapons in the game. A lot of people still use it. It's a little bit overshadowed by the Eruptor, but this is a fantastic weapon overall. It's got huge damage, decent capacity, very high recoil, unfortunately, decent fire rate, and it's medium armor penetrating. Alright, this thing is dangerous. Don't hesitate to use it. The last armor set is the SA-32 Dynamo. It is actually a heavy armor set, and it comes with a servo-assisted perk. So it's the only, as far as I know, heavy servo-assisted armor. Last but not least, you've got the Flexible Reinforcement Budget Premium Booster. This one is okay. I don't really like it. It's not fantastic. It's not bad. There just isn't really a space for it in the team, because all it does is it reduces the time until new reinforcements are granted once you've hit 0 reinforcements, so it only really applies in the worst possible situations, which most pro teams will never find themselves in. So this one I consider a poor booster. Alright, now let's go through a little summary of what we've learned so far. If we take a look at the first page, the primary weapon is out, secondary weapon is in. Armor set, okay. It has a different perk to everything else in the game. Second page, Incendiary Grenade, okay. Armor set, okay. Primary weapon, very okay. This is super okay, yeah? Last but not least, you've got the armor set here, unique and different. The booster sucks, and the primary weapon is great. So the overall summary and point system that I have goes like this. There are 2 good primaries in this, so out of a total of 3 possible points, they've already earned 2. They have a great secondary and a good grenade, but a terrible booster, so out of another 3 possible points, they've earned 2. Armor sets are all unique and different. I mean, there are 2 medium armor sets, but the perk, at the time this was released, had never been seen before. So quite frankly, armor is unique and different. They've got 3 points there. Total, 7 out of 9 for the Steel Veterans. Let's move on to the next one, shall we? Okay, the second warbond that we're going to go through is the Cutting Edge Warbond. Let's get into it, shall we? The Cutting Edge Warbond is the second warbond released. It is a premium warbond, same cost as all the others, and here's what's inside. On the first page, you'll have the last 16 sickle. This is a fantastic primary and is considered one of the best primaries in the game. The last 16 sickle is basically like the Liberator, but with unlimited ammunition. It's light armor penetrating, but because it's a heat-based weapon, all you have to do is manage the heat and you have unlimited ammo. It's got no recoil, you can shoot out heads with it, it's got an amazing fire rate, good damage, it's a killer. It's a killer. So this one receives a lot of love. The booster is also fantastic. Localization confusion, what it does is that it delays the time in between bot drops and bug breaches. So if the enemies have created a bug breach, they cannot immediately call another one in. Same with the bot drops, they cannot immediately call for another bot drop. So localization confusion gets used in a lot of missions because it's just so helpful in surviving those call-ins from the enemy. Alright, especially at the higher difficulty levels. The armor set is a medium armor set. It's the EX03 Prototype 3. All armor sets in this Warbond have the electrical conduit armor passive, allowing you to have 95% resistance against arc damage. Alright? Unfortunately, this particular Warbond does not have a heavy armor set with this passive, but we'll get into that as we go on. Alright? Now, for the second page, you've got another medium armor set, the EX16 Prototype. Alright, same passive, as you can see. The grenade is one of the best in the game. The G23 stun is fantastic. It's so good in so many situations. You can stop Hulks, you can stop a lot of things. You can't stop tanks and Ball Titans, but this thing is dangerous. Alright, the stun grenade can really save your ass, so it's considered one of the top grenades in the game. The primary weapon, however, is considered a bit of a niche pick. It's the SG-8P Plasma Punisher. Does very decent damage, it's explosive, has a capacity of 8, but the problem with this one is the arc of the weapon. Not a lot of people can deal with the arc of the weapon, so I'm not used to it. I certainly don't like the way that the bullets fall, and they feel really awkward to fire, so possibly because I'm more of a point and shoot kind of guy, I can't really use this very well. So, but if you can, it's a very decent weapon. Next, you've got the last page, and on this one, you've got the last 7 dagger. This is the worst secondary weapon in the game. Nobody ever uses this. Nobody would be caught dead using this because it's just literal trash. Damage is low, it overheats so quickly. Honest to God, it's not a good weapon. Then you've got the Arc 12 Blitzer. This is considered a niche pick because it's got a limited range of 25 meters. It does decent damage, unlimited ammo, slow fire rate, because you basically have to like charge it up after every shot, but its low range and awkwardness makes it very difficult to use in the field. Some people are decent with it, but I personally hate this weapon and could never use it against the automatons because most of them are beyond 25 meters for me. Yeah? Last but not least, you've got the EX00 Prototype X. This is a light armor set with the electrical conduit perk, and it's pretty darn good at what it does. Although it doesn't offer much protection, it gives you plenty of speed. So I also like the helmet that comes with it. But basically, this armor set was pretty much used for the Terminate meta before a lot of the changes to the Arc Thor, and it's honestly pretty decent. So I do like everything that is offered to me in terms of the armor, except that I wish that this Warbond had a heavy armor set. Now, taking into account all of those points, let's see where we end up on the point system. As you know, there are 9 points in total, 3 for the primaries, 1 for the secondary, grenade, and booster. Alright, 1 point each for those, and then 3 points for the armor. Now, I made a mistake on the Steel Veteran set because they should not have gotten 7 out of 9, it should have been 6 out of 9. I accidentally counted the fact that they had no light armor with servo assisted in the Warbond itself, but I accidentally counted that in. So you'll actually see that change here. So please take into account that the previous Warbond is also 6 out of 9. But here, we've got 1 good primary, 2 niche primaries. The niche primaries count as half a point each because they're not absolutely terrible or unused. So that's about 2 points out of a potential 3. They have the worst secondary, so no point there. Point for the grenade, point for the booster. So that's a total of 2 plus 2 so far, 4. Alright, and then 2 for the armor as well. Because they've got 2 unique armors, but they're missing the heavy set. So the overall score of this Warbond, 6 out of 9. Alright, now, let's move on to the last one, shall we? Okay, ladies and gents, this brings us to the final Warbond, the one that was just recently released. It is called Democratic Detonation. Now, this Warbond is pretty interesting, but it is also the only one that has the worst point score out of all the others. Let's get into it and I'll explain why. Democratic Detonation on the first page comes with the G123 Thermite Grenade. This is a pretty okay grenade. Some people have good results with it, some people don't have good results with it. I've given it half a point instead of the usual 1 point because I don't know where to put this thing. I myself cannot use it, but others have good luck with it. The Adjudicator, the BR14 Adjudicator, is absolutely horrifying. It's usable, but not great at anything. And quite frankly, it can be more of a hindrance than a help, so it doesn't get any points. The marksman rifles are not going really well in the game right now. However, I have heard that they are slated for buffs, so we'll take some time to see whether or not that comes through. That being said, right now, in its current state, it's not that great. Use it if you want, but it gets 0 points from me. Okay, for the Groundbreaker armor set, I'm not sure if this armor passive is slated to change, because I heard that one of the servo-assisted perks will change, but basically this particular armor set is a medium armor set with a perk that we've already seen. So, realistically speaking, not quite sure what they went for here. It gets 0 points because it's got the standard medium armor stat distribution and one of the perks that we already have from the Steel Veterans. Okay, so 0 points. Overall on this page, 0.5 points just for the Thermite. Second page, okay, Expert Extraction Pilot gives you a 15% reduction in the extraction time. This amounts to 18 seconds on a 2-minute extraction. Not very useful, so it generally goes unused because it literally also only helps your team at the very end compared to the Vitality Booster, which is like helping you the whole way through, just as an example. Alright? That being said, the armor set here, it's got a unique stat distribution for a light armor set, being slightly more armored than the average light armor, but slightly slower in speed. However, Engineering Kit is a passive that already exists for the light armors, so it only gets half a point. Because of the non-unique passive. Alright? The Eruptor. The Eruptor, if I could give it 3 points, I would. I would say buying this whole Warbond is solely for the Eruptor, but that's because the Eruptor is kind of the meta pick for the Super Earth Elite Forces. We really love this gun. It can close fabricators, close up bug holes, it does devastating amounts of damage, medium armor penetration. My god, this thing shreds everything. You have to get used to the bolt action reload, which is really slow and really not so good, but I will say one thing. This thing shreds, and it is what you see me use on stream pretty much every single time because it's so hard to put it down. It's literally like having a mini autocannon with you at all times. So I love the Eruptor, the AoE damage, it's just brutal. But you can destroy yourself with it, so be very careful. Alright? The Eruptor gets 1 point. So overall on this page, you've got 0 for the booster, 0 for the armor, 1 point for the Eruptor. Okay? Now, for the last one. The F-55 Devastator is heavy armor with standard stat distribution and a fortified passive which already exists, so 0 points there. The crossbow, however, is a very unique weapon and it is the meta pick for Eradicate missions. We love to use this in Eradicate missions and it's considered a fantastic primary if you know how to deal with the drop of the projectile. However, in Eradicate missions this doesn't matter, so this gets a full point for being unique. Now, for the Grenade Pistol, this one also gets a full point because this is the only explosive secondary weapon in the game right now. This thing can close fabricators and bug holes, and it's basically like having the grenade launcher support weapon with you at all times, except it's in the secondary slot. Now, there is a bit of a negative with this because any ammo box you pick up only reloads 2 grenades, same with the supply drop. The supply drop, each supply box only gives you 2 grenades for your grenade pistol. The grenades that you carry and the grenade pistol are separate, so even if you pick up 1 supply box, you'll get 2 for your normal grenades and 2 for the grenade pistol. However, no more than that. So just be aware of this one limitation. Other than that, it's a fantastic weapon that supplements a lot of good playstyles. Alright? So that is it for this Warbond. On this page, 0 for the armor, 1 for crossbow, 1 for the grenade pistol. So I think that if you tally up the total points, you'll have 1, okay? 1 here, half a point here, half a point there. So the total for this Warbond, unfortunately, based on our current grading system, we have only 4 points, making it the worst performing Warbond out of the 3. Overall summary, 2 great primaries, 1 terrible primary, great secondary, okay grenade, unused booster. Armor is not unique, it's only worth 0.5 points. Alright, so overall is 4 out of 9. This means that the Cutting Edge Warbond and the Steel Veterans are tied. I'm just gonna pause the music there. The Cutting Edge Warbond and the Steel Veterans are tied, but this one, the Democratic Detonation, loses out, unfortunately. Okay? let's go do a summary. Okay, are we back? Right. So you've seen all 3 of these Warbonds. You understand what I've just said. The first Warbond, Steel Veterans, receives 6 out of 9 points. I know it said 7, but it's actually 6 out of 9. The second one receives 6 out of 9 as well, Cutting Edge, for unique armors. And last but not least, you have the Democratic Detonation, which only receives 4 out of 9 points. Does this mean that you should not pick up Democratic Detonation first? I'll answer you honestly. If you're an Eruptor fan, and you like what you've seen me do with it on stream, grab that first. There's no right and wrong answer here. It's down to your preference. However, if I were to make a recommendation, in general, I would like players to pick number 1, the Steel Veterans first, or if you tend to face bugs more, pick up Cutting Edge first. Why? Cutting Edge has localization confusion. This is what will help get you into the upper ranks. That booster is so crucial. So picking up Cutting Edge, very, very important. Then, and the Stun Grenade as well, very useful. Then you want to go up top and pick up Steel Veterans, and last but not least, you can pick up Democratic Detonation. That is the order I would do them in if I were a new player coming into the game right now. That being said, if you've got money to burn, buy the super credits, get all 3 immediately. All right? Thank you very much for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. I sincerely appreciate all the love that you guys have shown me on stream. I hope that this video is helpful to you. Like I said, it's one of the questions that I get asked so often on stream, so I figured I'd just make a video, answer everything. Here are the top supporters. I always like to do a thank you for the top supporters whenever we end a video. Thank you to April Stream's top supporter list. This includes our top tipper V Toxic. Top tipper list includes Leo. Top super chatter is Tad Lasso. Top super chatter list includes Next Weekend, Crow's Flight, Grumcole Thraka, Track Hoodie, Daza, Rebo Zone, Olivia Moses. Top channel membership gifter is Grasshopper. Top membership gifter list includes True Saint, Lord J, and Vinny. Thank you guys so much for everything you guys have done for me, and I will see you guys on the next one. Y'all have a good one. Catch you later. Alright? Don't do anything weird while I'm gone, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, okay? Hit the bell, and set the notifications to all. You'll never miss a video.